Hey guys, what's up? Your boy Honest Blake. Anyways, today's video, I'm gonna be giving my thoughts on boundaries. So first, without giving too much detail, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, and I don't have many good friends, and that's for reasons, called me this morning to explain a situation where another person was overstepping their boundaries. Now, first and foremost, I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean this in an offensive way. Everybody's boundaries are different. And sometimes people do overstep boundaries unintentionally. But however, when you tell somebody your boundaries and they continue to try to cross them, do not sugarcoat how you deal with that person afterwards. Because if they cared, the first time you told them, hey, don't do that, that's not something I'm cool with, and they continue to do it to you, they really don't give a fuck. Let's just keep it a buck. They don't. But anyways, now back to the person. This person is currently seeing somebody. They're happy with who they're seeing. Now, does it come to something more? I personally hope it does, but that's up to them ultimately. Now, a person from their past. Now, this is a person from. I'm trying to see. This is an individual. I'm trying to better phrase it. This is an individual from their past. Now, this individual has been looking for them because this individual has a big crush on them. The person, however, while they do not have no animosity towards that individual, not only were they not interested when the first time the individual tried to hit upon them, now that they're in a relationship, they are really not interested. And it's the well, now my whole thing about boundaries is yes, ultimately it's the person who's crossing the boundary. That's the problem. However, if you do not stand firm in your boundaries, if you do not say, hey, this is why I accept, this is why I don't accept, you can't set a boundary and but then be flaky or soft with it. When you set a boundary, it has to be stern. It has to be like a take no prisoners type of mentality. Because you're like, okay, I don't like when people do this, but just to keep the peace, I let it happen anyways. Then you're not setting a boundary. That means a boundary is fickle at best. It's not strong. A boundary is something. It's like a non-negotiable, and it can. And in the moment it can be negotiated, it's not really a boundary. But let me get back on point. So this person is setting advances, heavy advances. Pretty much, this person from this individual's past wants to fornicate, and the person they're like, "Look, first of all, look, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in you in that manner. I, no disrespect to you, but I'm just don't look at you that way, so that would never happen between us. And besides, I'm now currently seeing somebody who I greatly care about, and they mean so much to me, and I mean a lot to them. And I wouldn't dare do nothing to screw up that relationship because I deeply care for that person, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. My personal thing, and I know this person is going to watch this eventually. My only complaint when this person was telling me all this, I felt you were going too easy on the other person. When you're shutting something down, ain't gotta be motherfucking bitch. Stop doing that. Da 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 da. I'ma beat your ass. Ain't gotta be all that. But it can't be. I'm sorry. I'm not interested. And I'm not saying like obviously you don't want to go be the mean route because the mean route could turn into something nasty. And I'm not talking about in a good kind of nasty. I'm talking about like that person might be plotting and scheming on you, or it could cause like a big out blowout argument, but you can't be soft when you're like saying something like no. Now you don't gotta be like you said. Once again, you ain't gotta be a dick, but you can't be, oh, or and honestly, you if the person's trying to like talk. Don't try to beat around the bush. Get to the point like, hey, I'm flattered, but I'm not into you like that. I appreciate it, but I don't want to waste your time because I do not view in that manner. I don't have that desire for you. I am flattered that you find me very attractive, but unfortunately, the feelings are not mutual. So I'm gonna shut this down before you get any hope. Because the more you play with it, the more you like toy around with it, you make it harder for the message to be delivered. You gotta be exact. When you're telling someone to not cross this boundary, it has to be exact. Whether it's romantic, friendship wise, work wise, or anything else, it's gotta be exact. Because the moment you try to spare the other person's feelings, that's where you're fucking up. You don't gotta be me on your delivery, but you have to be firm with it. And boundaries are something you have to take serious because you can't say I'm gonna do this, that, that. These are my boundaries. But when someone is challenging your boundaries, either unintentionally or intentionally, you start to waver. You have to be like, no, these are my do's, these are my don'ts. Now I'm gonna talk about me for instance. One of my boundaries, where I love my close friends, the few people I consider genuine good friends of mine, I do not like to be talked to all the time. Like I don't like when someone calls me every day. I don't like when someone tries to have a conversation with me every day. Even just simple regular life stuff. That irks me. So after a while, I'm like, okay, I love you. And I know a particular person probably watch this video go think, oh, he's talking about me. No, I'm actually speaking in general. It's not to use in particular. Um, I love you, but I cannot talk every day. It's just something I do not want to do. I will wife you. I will support you when I can. I would think the world of you. But I do not want to talk every day. It's just no one. That's part of the reason I'm like saying single because I realize as much as I want a boyfriend for the fun parts, I do not want boyfriends for the more mundane parts. And thing is, when you can't, if I don't, I just want the milk. I don't want the cow. If that makes sense. So since nowadays you either gotta take the cow and that cow be infected with a lot of BS. I just don't want the milk at all. But my boundaries are this. I do not like to overly socialize. My social battery is very small. So once, I could be talking to you, and if you like a good maybe 20, 30 minutes, like, okay, my social battery's been met for the day, stop talking to me. And I'm not doing that in a big dickhead mean way. That's just, okay, that's my capacity of socializing. If it's not business related, if it's not something that's, super duper important, let's hold this for another day. And if I talk to you on like a Monday and a Tuesday, do not reach out to me on a Wednesday. That's just me. Like I don't need to talk to you every day. And if things are nothing, if my friendship with you is based on how often we socialize, then let's stop being friends because you shouldn't have to feel like you gotta talk to me every day to feel like our friendship is mutual. If you know you have done nothing to me and I have done nothing to you, we're cool. So if the moment you think, oh, honest has to reach out to me in a week, he ain't my friend no more. Did I say I'm not your friend? Did I say anything bad about you? Did last time we spoke, did I give you that feeling like I really just tolerate you? I don't like you? No, we're friends. I just don't need to speak to you every day. Hell, I could go months without speaking to you. You reach out to me today. Like I would use a good example. This person I could use because I know they won't take this that way. Siren. Siren has my phone number. I have Siren's phone number. Guess how often me and Siren speak? Barely. But guess what? I consider Siren a friend. Now, I personally don't know he considers me a friend, but I definitely consider Siren a friend. Because my friendship with Siren is based on how often we talk. Laws and respect is there, and when we do socialize or interact, it's nothing but good vibes. That's why I consider a friend. So everybody's boundaries there. That's an example of mine. But now you're in relationship boundaries. Now you're attracted man, attracted woman. Hell, and beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So what someone might find unattractive, other people might find attractive. So let's say you're in a relationship and you're currently dating somebody, or you're like trying to be serious with them, and somebody from your past, someone you may have known before, whether you did something with them before or you didn't, tries to spin the block. And like, hey, you good? Can I get some of that? And you're like, I'm sorry, but I'm in a relationship. Yeah, you did tell that person your relationship, but you gotta say it in a way that you let them know, not a chance in hell they're getting some action. You can't be like, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm in a relationship. Cause that way, the way you're not saying it so serious, like, how strong is that relationship? How much you like your partner? Maybe let's try me out, and let's see you still want to go back with your partner. No, you have to be like, I flattered, but unfortunately, it will not happen because I am in a relationship, or even you're not in a relationship. You're single. You're just not interested in that person. You don't got a relationship not to deal with someone else. You get to be like, look, I'm flattered. I appreciate it, but I'm not looking to date, nor am I interested in dating you in particular. Not because you did anything to me. It's because there's no attraction. I'm not attracted to you. So why would I even entertain it if I know I don't want you no kind of way. Like when I look at you, my feelings towards you are platonic. My dick don't get hard. I don't want to give you a blowjob. I don't want you going through my back door. If I don't feel that type of way about you, why would I entertain you? I gotta feel something for you first to entertain you. And thing is, you gotta be true to yourself. It's not about I don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. I don't want to put them down gently. No, rejection is going to hurt regardless. And the way some people handle rejection says more about them than others. Because rejection sucks, but you can't throw acid on somebody. You can't get violent or want to take someone's life because they don't want to date you. Because that's you have an issue. And also that means even they didn't like that person that much because the moment they reject you, like, you turning me down, then suffer. That's that don't make no sense. You were just into them a couple seconds ago. Said had they said yes, they would have avoided your wrath. Cause at some point, you two are gonna have a conflict, and that's what you're gonna do to them when you guys have a disagreement. That's fucked up. So when you are setting boundaries, you have to stand firm in it. And when you're rejecting somebody, that is setting a boundary. It may not be the biggest boundary, but it is definitely a boundary because you're letting that person know, no way, no how. This is not gonna happen. And you can't be like, well, I don't want to go home crying. If they cry, they cry. They'll get over it. They'll move on. Crying is the least of your worries. You got as long as that person's not a psychopath, they'll just be heartbroken. They'll be disappointed. But then guess what? 9 out of 10, they're gonna lose feelings for you and move on. Either find someone who genuinely wants them, or they're just gonna be happy by themselves for a while until they do find someone who genuinely wants them. But boundaries can't be something that you are very light with. You gotta set it firm. Whether it's close friends, family members, associates, work colleagues, you cannot be soft when it comes to boundaries. You gotta stand 10 toes down in that shit. You really do. Because if you don't set boundaries, people are gonna take advantage. And yes, you don't want to come up with a mean person, selfish person, but rather be a bitch than a pushover. Remember that. It's better to be viewed as a bitch, an asshole, whatever, than be a pushover. And that goes for anything you do in life. And that's just my personal thoughts. I was requested by two friends to make this type of video. Personally speaking, I'm open to people give me requests like to talk about certain topics at times. But when I'm thinking of boundaries, I'm like, with someone like me, who is pretty strong with their boundaries, and for the most part, I'm not like a person who likes, I really have to worry about people crossing my boundaries. It's like, it was kind of hard to discuss it. Not because I don't understand boundaries. As you can watch this video, I have a perfect understanding of it. It's just like, I know my boundaries, so why did you need me to talk about it? But, I just did it because a friend asked me to make this video. I do hope this video does help people. It reaches the right audience. And that's really it for now. Peace and take care. Much love. Honest Blade out. Ciao.